Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in again. I'm Marty from LB Music, and today I want to show you a very easy to use and very cool mixing technique that you can use for this very well-known pumping effect. It's called sidechain compression, and what this actually is that you can control one track with a compressor that is inserted on another track. So you actually control the dynamics of the track with, let's say, for example, a kick drum. Every time the kick hits, the signal of the other track gets stuck down and you receive this pumping effect. Here on my example, I have a kick and snare just, then a bass, a pad, and with this last layer here, this is just a synth layer. So we have quite some more tracks and you can really hear the pumping effect. So what we want to focus here is on the bass and this pad here. You want the pumping effect taking place there. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to create on this kick and snare track a bus. Let's use here just the bus 1. And it's now created here. And what's really important is that you take the bus with no output. So you don't want to have the kick and snare duplicated to another auxiliary track. And secondly, also, I really like to use it on the pre-fader mode because, for example, when you want to lower in the mix the overall volume of the, let's say, drum track, the sidechain compressor that is then inserted on the other track isn't affected by the volume rights. So let's bring that up to, let's say, 0 dB. And then we are going to the bass. So this is our first track here. So let's listen maybe just to the whole material, and then I'm going to insert the compressor. So what I actually want is to have this bass and this pad, the synth pad here, which has a long sustained note, to have a pumping effect. So let's go to the bass here. And I've already inserted the compressor. It's the standard Logic. You don't need any fancy compressor there, just the platinum digital one. I have a ratio of 5:1. You can also use higher ones. Depends how hard or how much of the pumping effect you want to have. Attack and release is fairly fast, especially, for example, when you increase the release time, the less obvious pumping you will have. So I'm going to use it here in a very fast setting. And let's focus here on the right, on the top right here, which says sidechain. And we're going to use here the bus 1 that we previously created. Here's the kick and snare. So this is now the trigger compressor of the kick and snare that is controlling the bass track. So let's engage it and let's listen to it, just the kick and the snare. And without. Again with. So let's increase the release a little bit. So the pumping goes nearly away. The faster you go, so the bass comes really to life. And it's basically the same here on the pad track. So without. Let's bring the compressor in again here. Let's buzz it here to bus 1. Ratio is here a little bit higher. Also use a slower attack here. I want the pumping to be not that effective, and I want it a little bit smoother so that the compressor doesn't grab the signal as quickly as on the bass. Let's listen to that. again without. And again with. So let's bring also the bass in. Maybe let's play everything together again. So this is the classic pumping effect that you hear quite a lot of EDM tracks, especially when you think, for example, most known the Daft Punk, their older releases, they really used it extensively. Let's disengage those two. Sounds kind of boring. Let's bring it back to life. And of course, as I said, on the compressor settings, you can play around with the release and attack to get the desired pumping effect, especially with the ratio. You can have it a little smooth, very supple, and also, of course, you can have it pretty slamming. Okay, so that's basically it. I hope that it could give you a little bit of an insight on this mixing technique, which is called sidechain compression, or also known as the pumping effect. Please subscribe if you liked the video. Also go to my channel. I have plenty of other videos there to watch for you. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and see you as always in the next video.